Last I checked in, there were logs here. Those logs have been transformed into 16-inch length logs, still logs, just smaller, ready to be split. So this area has been transformed from a log cutting station to a splitting station. So I move the IBC up here, split it. Sometimes when you split, you end up getting two halves, and one half has to be split again. So this holds the other half, plus it accumulates some of the split boards wood that goes into this IBC. And then the theory is that this gets emptied, this gets filled, this gets moved someplace, this empty one comes over here, then I grab another IBC from there and repeat the process over and over again. This is not a hydraulic splitter. It uses centrifugal force. I like it a lot. The only problem with it, you can't go vertical, so some of the really large logs that I have, I can't split because everything that I split has to be put on top of the splitting table. But it's really fast. It splits fast, it returns fast, and I really like it. So anyway, I will start splitting. So when I last left you, I was photographing or videographing the IBCs, the splitter, and my setup here. And then I went to start the motor and it didn't start. And I had problems yesterday with the motor, and I would shoot starter fluid in and it would turn over, so it wasn't the carburetor, but I thought that the problem was the fuel getting into the carburetor. So I ended up taking the carburetor off and applied my automotive skills, of which I have none, figured out where the plug was, and I got it unplugged. So now I can go about splitting. I'm not going to have you sit it through any more of this or fast forward through any more of this. What I used to do after cutting up the long logs, I would stack them up these cut pieces, and then I would use this doohickey to grab the logs, come over and swing them up here, and then I'd cut and pile them up a little bit. So now all I got to do is take them out of the IBC. There's a little bending over. Obviously you saw me bend over to put the split pieces in the IBC, but that eventually will fill up and I won't have to bend over. And at some point I'll have to bend over to get some of the logs in the bottom of the IBC. But before I was bending over for everyone. So anyway, that's my setup, and I'm going to stick to it. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Last night while I was splitting the wood, I ran out of gas, so I decided to call it a night. I was going to try to finish up filling that one IBC, but it was getting late. You might have noticed in the background the garage lights coming on, which come on at sunset. So being overcast, windy, it was time to come in. So I wrapped it up, and this morning it's cold, windy. Last I looked, it was about 25. I don't know what the wind chill is, but the wind is pretty brisk, so the wind chill makes it a lot colder. So I haven't gone out and done anything yet today. Who knows if I will. May just end up working in the sugar shack a little bit, but I'm really happy with my new setup. Makes it a lot easier. It's a lot cleaner. Being able to cut those 8-foot logs into shorter logs and then put them in IBCs. With that setup, I was able to cut up all the 8-foot logs that I have. And while I didn't have enough IBCs, I was able to stack all the logs between IBCs, and then being able to take and move the IBCs over to the splitter, split them up, put them into another IBC. There's very little walking, and it makes it really nice for doing firewood. I think it was some good ideas that turned out to actually work out, and thanks to somebody I saw on YouTube that had a similar setup. Really nice setup. So I've got 2 IBCs pretty much cut up. I want to cut up another 4. That should give me 10 IBCs of split wood for the next maple season. And that should be enough. We'll see how it goes. It takes a lot longer to split, obviously, than it does to cut up the logs. A couple hours each IBC, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thanks for following along, and hope you have a great day.